Welcome back to Sweet Naya Reacts, and today's video is going to be about uniforms. Students having to wear uniforms to school. It's going to be about the pros and the cons of having to wear uniforms daily to school. The parents are going to speak about what they think about it, and you also might get a reaction about the student also that's having to wear uniforms to school. So we're going to watch this and see what they're talking about with having to wear uniforms to school.
If your child is going to a uniform school, this doesn't mean that you're just completely off the hook as far as like the social cues and stuff. So let me be clear with you. From school to school, it varies. There are little underlying things that the kids do to individualize themselves, regardless of the fact that they're wearing the same uniform. So this comes with their accessories, their shoes, their belts. All these different things are slightly altered, and the kids use that to either fit in or stand out. Now, this is totally worldly. You can think I'm shallow or not, but I'm going to tell you a little story about my older daughter when I homeschooled her for middle school, and then she wanted to go back to high school for her high school years. We settled on a private school. I was so worried about her, and I thought that I had navigated all of these social things because I knew. And you might not be concerned about it, but I'm going to tell you this. School is hard for every kid, right? It is particularly hard for a neurodivergent child. A child with autism and or ADHD, it is a much more difficult place. And that is my older daughter. So I knew that going in. It is very important to me as a mom to try to mitigate that and make it a little bit easier for her. So I made sure that I kind of researched like what the kids were gonna have, and I got her the stuff, and we found out that in this particular year, it changed from year to year, so be aware of that. All the girls were gonna wear shorts. They were not wearing the skirts. So I made sure I got her the shorts. I made sure that they were the quote dress code length. This was all I knew going in. And then I sent her off to school that day. I was a wreck, like so worried about her for the day.
Me personally, children, females anyway, having to wear a uniform to school. None of my kids had to wear uniform to school. I never went to a school where I had to wear a uniform. But my girls having to wear a skirt to school, I will make sure, even though they have a skirt on, I will make sure that they have shorts underneath the skirt. So even if they was wearing a uniform, which they never had to wear a uniform, but wearing a uniform to school, I would have them wear shorts under the skirt. So that's pretty good though that they got a choice to wear shorts instead of actually wearing a skirt to school.
Get on Facebook that morning and I see the postings from my friends, those first day of school pictures of friends who's had daughters in Devon's grade going to school that morning. They all had on shorts that the moms already knew because they already had kids at that school, that they got them hemmed a different length, totally different than what I sent my daughter in. I sent her in way longer, looser shorts, not knowing that everyone else knew that they could hem them and it would be okay. Now, I mean, they weren't hemmed short. It was a big difference. I freaked out because I knew how worried she was that day, how concerned she was with making friends, and I thought, I sent her to school in the wrong shorts. So I called my mom. Luckily, my mom sews, and I was like, Mom, this is what I did. There's nothing I can do about it today, but I'm gonna get the rest of her shorts hemmed, but it will take a week. I'm gonna bring over a pair of shorts for you today, and I'm gonna need you to hem those for me so that she has them tomorrow morning for school. My mom, who also understands all of the difficulties that Devon has been through in school, and it's important to her too, was like, I'm on it. I brought her those shorts, she fixed them, and I picked up Devon from school and I was like, how was your day? And she didn't say anything about the shorts, and I was like, did you Did you notice that they were bigger and longer? And she was like, yeah, I noticed that. I saw that, but thankfully nobody said anything. And I was like, oh my gosh. And so I fixed it. And I get that's such a ridiculous small thing, but it was important for her, and I wanted to make sure that I could fix it. So just know, if your child is at a uniform school, there are little differences that the kids who already go there know. So if you can figure out what those are, if you can ask people, ask other parents whose kids already attend there, so that you can be on top of that. Because I had other new parents reach out to me in the years since. They kind of knew to ask for that, and they were asking me like, what are some of the differences? I always filled those moms in. And there's usually options for uniform bottoms and tops, and some of them are the ones that the kids like and some of them are not. So if you can find that out. So like at our school, there were navy shirts and white shirts. And I bought her a mix of both. But for some reason, at the lower school and the upper school, none of the kids wear the white shirts except for when they're required on the one day of the month for Eucharist. They all only wear the navy shirts. I don't know why, but that is the way it is. So those little underlying things make a difference when your child is going to school. Have a great day.
I now understand why my parents were so in agreement with wearing uniforms. It takes the stress out of preparing for school. You don't have to get all this extra school clothes. They have their weekend clothes, going out clothes, and then they just have their uniforms. It takes the stress out of figuring out what they're going to wear every week. It cuts down on laundry throughout the week. And it just keeps the peace between the parents and the kids throughout the school year. I am in agreement with uniforms, and I feel like the younger kids, such as elementary school and middle school, should all wear uniforms. High school, I feel like they should have the freedom of wearing whatever they want. But for those younger grades, I am wholeheartedly in agreement of wearing uniforms. And I wish a lot of schools would put that into enforcement. A lot of people may not agree with it, but I just feel like it will take so much stress out of this whole back to school shopping and then just figuring out what you're going to wear every week for the school year.
And I'm going to be honest with you, baby. When the schools was telling us that we was about to get uniforms, I was with it. I was with it. I was for the idea 100% back behind the school. Why? Do you know how easy it was once they put uniforms into play? My morning routine. Do you know how much time figuring out what to wear was taking? Oh, yes, baby. When they sat there in that middle school and implemented the uniforms, oh, baby, I was happy as a lark. I was happy as hell. Why? Because now, baby, it ain't going to take me 15, 20, 30 minutes to get dressed no more. It's going to take 5 minutes tops. That's about it, Bookie Bud. Like, and then when we talking about it, do you know how easy that makes school shopping, baby? I ain't had to go get a week's worth of clothes. I didn't have to do that. I didn't have to do that. I got 2 good khakis and 3 good pairs of shirts, and I was good to go for the whole year. Yes, baby. Khaki me down, baby. Khaki me down, yes. When we talk about new school uniforms, oh yeah, I was on the dog side on that one. I was on their side. I seen the benefit of a good uniform.
Listen up, y'all. School districts, I need y'all to go ahead. Lock in. Go ahead and put them kids in uniforms. Uniforms. All day. Uniforms. Because all it does, school shopping, honey, and people sitting over here complaining about stuff that is purchased. Honey, let it go. Let it go. School districts, please. Go on, put them kids in uniforms, them khakis in them shirts. That's all they need. Because we are being stressed out as parents on buying clothes. They not liking them. They saying they too big or they too little. All they need just the uniforms. The khakis and the shirt. Matter of fact, khakis and a t-shirt with a school name on it will help out a lot. Help us out. Love y'all, bye.
series and the struggles of having 6 children. Yes, I know it was my choice, but the world is getting more expensive and it damn wasn't like this when I produced them. Let's talk about school uniform. Now, I've got 6 children. All of them are now in school. All of them require a school uniform, 2 of which are in secondary school. One of them just started reception. So as you can imagine, it's costly. I'm going to break down what it is we're getting within reason. So obviously the older ones need blazers, they need ties. No, Amelia can't wear hers again. She's going into year 9, so that means she's had her blazer for 2 years of secondary school, year 7 and year 8. That blazer's done her well. It's now time to go. So we've got to have PE kit for both of them, specialised PE kit. Going to Asda and get that. You've got to have the proper stuff. So that's the 2 older ones. So they've got PE kit, full school uniform, trousers, shirts, socks. We always get socks. And then a backpack and a water bottle. And I've had to do this for every single one of my children. Do you know how much all that costs? £1,100. Yeah. Is that crazy or what? It is the world that we are living in. Oh, and I didn't include shoes as well. Shoes. We only go to Clark's because they literally lasted the entire year. And that in turn does save you money. So how much have you spent and how many kids have you got?
And I love when the school started making you wearing uniform because, bitch, we didn't have no money. I was sick of wearing them weak-ass Tommy Hilfiger fits and shit my mama was getting. No, bitch. Just give me the khaki and the white shirt. That shit right there saved the game. Mamas was broke, bitch. I didn't want to wear them weak-ass Tommy Hilfiger. The bitch had Tommy Hilfiger shoes all the way down and I had to wear that to school. Oh.
So, uniforms, I think, is good. For those children having to wear uniforms to school, I think it's actually good because they won't be comparing outfits. They won't be picking on each other, bullying because somebody's wearing something that just isn't in style or don't look right. I think that happened a lot more in the 90s than today. And parents probably, can budget better knowing that they just have to get a certain amount of uniforms and then they can spend money on other things, and not a bunch of different clothes for the school year and having to wear different outfits each day. They can wear the same outfit every day, rotate it, and probably need 5 outfits, 3 outfits, and they're good. You get a pair of sneakers, not bad, or shoes, whatever they wear with uniforms. I'm not too sure, but I think it's actually a good idea, school uniforms. So let me know what you think about this. Do you rather your children have on school uniforms or just wear something that they want to wear, and they pick out their own clothes? If you're in a school where it requires that, you really have no choice unless you go to a public school where you don't have to worry about uniforms. But I don't see nothing wrong with it. Even if public schools change it to where they have to wear uniforms, I think it's a good idea. So if you like this video, you want to see more videos like this, just subscribe so you can see more videos. Give it a like if you like it. Don't forget to hit the notification bell, and don't forget to comment on what you think about this video, and I will see y'all in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.